Hello, friends. Recently, I was diagnosed with something called cubital tunnel syndrome. Now, what is that, you may ask? The cubital tunnel is in the elbow. And cubital tunnel syndrome is when the ulnar nerve, which runs from our necks to our fingers, when that nerve, for some reason, gets swollen or irritated. That can happen for different reasons. They don't always know why, but it can happen, for example, if one is resting too long on one's elbows, or if, as I frequently do, you whack your elbow on something. You know what it's like when you whack your funny bone. Ooh, that is not a comfortable feeling. The reason I had asked about this, what I didn't know what it was, but I was experiencing tingling in and some numbness in my fingers on my right hand. And so I was told that really there's not a lot that can be done for it. Resting it, and if there's pain, then taking some ibuprofen to take down if there's swelling. But then it was suggested to me that I wear a brace when I sleep at night. I said, okay, so I bought one, and this is what it is. I cannot bend my arm in this, and that's a little awkward for me when I'm sleeping because especially when I fall asleep, I tend to fall asleep with my arms up around my head, around my pillow. And so getting used to this has been a challenge. I haven't worn it every night. I've worn it periodically when I've noticed that my fingers have been feeling numb, as they're tingling a little bit right now. I've done a lot of driving, and so that's probably also another reason why I have had my elbows bent a lot. And so, the idea is to hold it still or keep it from bending so that the nerve, I guess, will relax and become less inflamed. And I guess that's it. It's awkward. It's uncomfortable. I have sometimes found that when I wake up in the morning, I have taken it off in the middle of the night without even realizing that I've done that. But as I was thinking about it, I realized that often we need to be uncomfortable or go through uncomfortable things in order to heal. Now, will wearing this bring healing? I don't know. It might bring temporary relief. But in a bigger way, in a bigger concept, we often have to get through hard things, uncomfortable times, in order to get to a better place, in order to bring healing, whatever that might mean. If, for example, we have something wrong physically, sometimes, not always, but sometimes we go through things, surgery or whatever it is, that can help us to heal physically. And those times may be painful and uncomfortable. And sometimes, or even often, emotionally, mentally, we have to deal with uncomfortable circumstances, either things that have happened in our lives or situations that we find ourselves in. We have to get through those things to get to a better place. If we put off dealing with uncomfortable things, they don't necessarily go away. They just sit there. And sometimes for us, they can sit here or here. And we definitely don't have relief then. I don't like being uncomfortable. That's probably true for most of you. We don't generally, as people, like to be uncomfortable. We want to do things very often that are simple and easy. Now, there are some people who like to challenge themselves and choose to be uncomfortable for particular reasons, but a lot of us would rather not. I don't deal well in some cases with conflict. I don't like to be confrontational in some ways. And being physically uncomfortable is not a favorite thing of mine, although there have been times when I have challenged myself to be. I admire those people who can, athletes especially, and or people who, like my sister and my niece, will do the Tough Mudders and really challenge themselves physically and make themselves uncomfortable. That doesn't appeal to me. But I have done other uncomfortable things, like traveling to Nicaragua and working on mission teams and things. It wasn't always, and most of the time, not uncomfortable, just challenging. But I am dealing with some other things in my life that are making me uncomfortable, or things that I would rather not have to deal with. And I know I just have to push my way through them. I have to sit with my discomfort and just get her done. Be done. Be on the other side. Get to a better place and be able to heal. It takes a lot of work for us humans to do that. Have you had times when you've had to make yourself uncomfortable to get to a better place? Times when you've chosen to deal with uncomfortable situations or chosen to endure something so that you would come out better? How have you dealt with your uncomfortable situations? Can you sit with discomfort? If you are facing something in your life, I hope that you'll think about it, that you'll ponder how you might be able to work through the discomfort so that you can heal or get to a better place. I hope that you can ask God for help and guidance, and if you need the help and guidance of friends or family, I hope that you'll ask them too. That's not always easy to do either. We don't have to stay in uncomfortable places unless we choose to. Sometimes it's hard to get out of those uncomfortable places, and sometimes it's hard to make ourselves be uncomfortable. But the end result will be worth it. That's what I have to keep telling myself as I push through my discomfort, whether it is with this arm, and I hope that it will bring relief and will let my fingers have feeling once more, or whatever other situations may be in my life. I have to count on the promises of God that things will get better, that, as I always say, life is good, even when I think it's not at any given moment, and that God is always with us on our journeys, always ready to help us, always there for us. I wish you peace and the presence of God to guide you through whatever discomfort you might be feeling or uncomfortable things that you have to deal with. May it be well with your soul and with mine. Amen.